So YouTube can back off and let conversations in the public sphere happen, or they can face discovery and be included in this wave, which will ultimately create a cascade of negative impacts on their platform. So YouTube can back off and let conversations in the public sphere happen, or they can face discovery and be included in this wave, which will ultimately create a cascade of negative impacts on their platform. So YouTube can back off and let conversations in the public sphere happen, or they can face discovery and be included in this wave, which will ultimately create a cascade of negative impacts on their platform.
I warned you, YouTube, you people at YouTube, I warned you, and I will be joining the class action lawsuit. So we'll see you in court.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is huge news. Alex Berenson, he's a journalist, says, boom, I say again, boom. The federal Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals just said Twitter and other social media platforms don't have an unlimited right to discriminate against speech. Let 1,000 flowers bloom.
My.
I hope James O'Keefe is listening somewhere off in the distance and gearing up for war. Here we go. It says the First Amendment protects speech. It generally prevents the government from interfering with people's speech or forcing them to speak. The platforms argue that because they are host and transmit speech, the First Amendment also gives them an unqualified license to invalidate laws that hinder them from censoring speech they don't like. The floodgates have been opened. Not to mention, we've seen numerous reports now that the federal government has been colluding with big tech to censor. So particularly when it came to Fauci, Luke, you mentioned this, they went after a Fauci parody account.
Yep.
They were like, can we get this one taken down? It's not one of ours, something like that. The government went after Alex Berenson. The White House, I believe it was the White House, contacted Twitter and said, why haven't you banned him yet?
Yes, correct.
So now
he won that case.
He won it.
Well, he didn't win the case. He got
settlement.
And he got settlement, and he got the disclosure. He got the what do they call it when you can find all the facts? Discovery. He got discovery, and that's where they found this communication.
And now he's won another major victory here. So this is fantastic.
He told me it's just the beginning. He's going to continue.
Wow. Good. I'm glad to see it.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a concerted effort. Maybe we need to figure out how we can. Anybody who's been impacted by this needs to file suit. I think we've got a class action already.
There are a bunch of physicians doing class action against Facebook.
Oh, and that one's really important, especially. I will say this as well right now, with this statement here from Alex Berenson. I am going to have our lawyers sitting ready and waiting in case
they censor tonight,
or otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, it is absolutely insane that these companies think they are immune, and I've argued this a million times. Now that we know there's been direct collusion, I'd be willing to bet we can find the same collusion between Google and the government that we found between Twitter and the government and Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg's admission. You think YouTube's clean in this one? I doubt it.
Absolutely. Why are they focused on certain things?
So YouTube can back off and let conversations in the public sphere happen, or they can face discovery and be included in this wave, which will ultimately create a cascade of negative impacts on their platform.
We gon' celebrate and party with you. Come on,
Ashton to change his name out of respect for the Queen and for the character that I played. He said, do one.
give me liberty or give me death.
You got that, Chief?